The following program was produced by Cox Communications exclusively for OSU On Demand.
I just wanted to say how proud I was of our team and our staff for the way they handled this week. This was a very difficult week for us because of Angela Spencer, and it should be, because their family was very special to us. So I just want to kind of put closure to Coach Spencer and his boys and their situation. That it affected our staff, it affected our team in good ways. That we weren't very good for most of the week up until about Wednesday. We didn't get much. There wasn't much talk in our staff room. There wasn't much with our team, and so I was concerned about that. This was a really good win for them. But the way they played in the second half, win or lose, I told them that the way they handled this situation was beautiful. And the win makes it special, but the way they fought back as a group shows a lot about their character and who they are. So I want to start with that. Secondly, I don't know if I've been in a game that's had as many twists in one half that we had in the second half. With all the different things, from the turnovers to Blackman's celebration penalty or touchback, to not converting on a first down, having to run the ball out of the back of the end zone. Probably an NCAA record, one wideout, took two safeties in one game. But I was really proud of our team. I was proud of the way the defensive staff made adjustments in the second half. The first half, we were poor. We had penalties that took ourselves out of drives. Our kicking game was better in the first half. They downed it inside the 10 twice, and we had on our 2 40 or 50-yard drives, had first down around midfield, and we got 15-yard penalties. And you can't do that against a good football team. We've overcome some of those penalties against some teams prior to this team, and against these people, you're not going to be able to overcome it. So we took ourselves out. We tackled poor. We missed 6 or 7 tackles in the first half that allowed them to get big plays and convert drives. And so we never gave ourselves a chance in the first half, but obviously played much better in the second half. I thought our team was in tremendous physical condition. I thought that we had a lot left in the fourth quarter. We had 2 injuries. Jonathan Rush, who's out for the year. Devin Hedgesmith, who's out for the year. And we had guys that came in and played for them and played very well. So what this came down to is I thought our team was in better physical condition. Talking in the locker room, as you mentioned, you got to score and you got to stop them. And I know a lot of times as coaches talk that we talk about one play and one touchdown, and then you just have to stop it once. And then obviously if you score, you're right back in the game. At some point, you've got to get it within 10 points to put them under any pressure at all. So it was very important for us to have a good start. Well, I don't know that we would. I just knew that I felt like that we were moving the ball fine. We killed ourselves with penalties, and Whedon was making good decisions with the football. We hadn't turned it over. I don't think we turned it over, did we? Yeah, we had no turnovers. And then we were rushing the ball well. We ended up with 40. We had, I think we took a negative 40 there on the last play. We had close to 100 yards rushing. And so I knew if we could run the football and not turn it over, we'd have a chance. And then our defense just needed to tackle better. We were running up into it, we weren't firing our gun, we just went to the ground and tackled better. Without even looking at the tape, I know I happened to be watching where we had tackles, backers, or safeties that were coming up and had an opportunity to make a play for a 3-yard gain or less and just fired right through there and didn't hit anybody. And so then you're only going to have one person to fit a gap. You're not going to have 2 people free in most cases. So they end up being 6, 8, 10, 12, 15-yard runs.
What do you tell Justin after the touchback or even the rest of the team?
I didn't say anything because I felt like that the embarrassing situation that he put himself in probably solved itself.
Why did you have any reservations about having him do the last play?
It was him or Whedon.
You couldn't have gone to Cooper or somebody?
No. there comes a time when you got to say, look, I'm going to put in the best athlete, the guy that's a gamer. And Justin's issue with what he did is it was not smart at all, okay? And we'll have that discussion. Now is not the time. But he's so competitive that he gets caught up in the flow of the game. And he loves it. He loves to compete. He loves to block. He loves to catch. And when he does that, he gets out of control a little bit. That's what he did. And so I'm going to guess that he learned the lesson the hard way. And so we'll discuss it, but at a later time.
Mike, was the conference stuff at all distracting early in the week? It looks like you guys in the Pac-12. Is that to you or anybody?
You know, it was more noticeable this week because you just can't go anywhere without people talking about it. In the office, you know, jogging on campus, at the bagel shop. That's what everybody talks about. So you can't run away from it. But I mean, we're in our own world. Whenever we say that, we go to work in the morning, go at night. We don't pay attention to anything else. And I think everybody knows how I feel. I don't know why the Big 12 has to sacrifice. I think we need to stand tall and keep this thing together. And I've said that. So other than that, we're just going to keep rolling and go wherever they send us.
Did you hear your fans at the end of the game at the interception? They were chanting Big 12, Big 12, Big 12.
That's good. I mean, you saw two teams playing there in that league, and I didn't see anything wrong with either one of them.
Do you think it meant something to people, though, that occasionally got a...
Oh, I'm sure the fans and people in chat rooms and all that, they'll probably be all over that. But our guys know it's the next game, and it's conference play, and you got to prepare and go play the game and take it for what it's worth. And that's what they did. I hope A&M stays in our league. I hope the Big 12 stays strong. So other than that, you know, it's really no game for our guys.
Talk about your secondary. Global discipline, large round out of
I thought as the game went on, I thought our guys got stronger. I thought they were breaking on the ball more. Their coverage was tighter. They could get their hands up, put more pressure on the quarterback, and tip 2 or 3 balls. And I just thought that our players were in good condition and paid off for us in the fourth quarter. It takes a lot to be able to come back against a good team on the road. This place, you know, I don't know, what does this place hold? 85. You got 100 people versus 87,000. I don't know how many we had, what, 4,000 or 5,000 at least. So, you know, there was 5,000 and 100 of us wins third. They're 86 or 85,000. So it takes a lot to be able to do that. You don't do that overnight. 3 or 4 years ago, when we were in that situation, guys, they didn't look the same in their faces in the locker room. And so it takes time to develop something like that. It takes, you got to win. They got to prove to themselves they can do it.
Mike,
Well, the guys were fine. They were sitting down in their areas, and I went around to each one of them and gave them my opinion of what happened, and they agreed. And we talked about adversity. Your true colors are going to show when bad things happen. So we'll see what side they show.
Can you talk about just Brandon and the span on his game? I guess he had another record-setting attempts, completion, yardage day, and then your receivers seem to really do well after they caught the ball, picking up yards.
Well, they've done a nice job of that, and we have a number of skill guys, as you know. We've got a lot of guys who can make plays. And we had, you know, Coop got 11, Black got 11, supposedly. You got 10, Joe Randall got 4. But this is the quick one, I think. I know number 5.
Well, that's not full.
Yeah, anyway. But you know, Brandon needed to make good decisions in the throwing game today. And I mentioned a week ago on Monday that I felt like that this game would come down to a turnover battle and being able to rush the football. And they rushed it for 162. I bet they had 150 in the first half rushing the ball. I'm not sure. And we rushed it for basically almost 100 until we took a big loss. They had 4 turnovers. So it really came down. I'm going to guess they probably feel the same way. It came down to turnovers.
What did you feel wrong with your offense in the first half? You guys had 3 on the first half.
Started inside the 10 twice. Come down the field, had penalties. We went first and 25, and second 28 or something.
Yeah, 3rd and 43.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd and 43, we couldn't even punt that far.
Coach,
And gives the coaches and players both a chance to take a breather. We need to have 3 good practices and then let them have 2 or 3 days off and get ready to come back and play at a high level each week.
Did you talk at all at halftime about what last year was like? Down in half last year, you came back and won, anything like that?
I heard the players saying that we've been here before, and I'm guessing that's what they were referring to. They didn't point to that game in particular, but I'm guessing that's what it had to be. They said, hey, we've been here before. We just got to go out and play plays.